fateful day that I, just a naive youth, was made to face the truth of this world.
Hello everyone. Welcome back to Sansan, Best Anime Reaction. Last episode was filled with reflection and heavy conversations, making the weight of the truth impossible to ignore. In this episode, I'm expecting the focus to shift toward action again, but with a completely different emotional context. The characters are no longer fighting blindly, they now understand the cost of freedom. I also feel like Eren's mindset is starting to change in a noticeable way, and that's honestly a bit scary. This episode may plant the seeds for future conflict rather than resolving anything. Season 3 is clearly preparing us for what's coming next. Let's continue with episode 20 and see how the story moves forward.
Move it, you vermin! You can't get away from these devil bloods.
Damn Eldians are crawling around as they please now.
Grisha!
It's all right, Faye. We've heard worse before. Look there.
Huh?
It should be just past that hill. Oh.
It's so big!
Are you kids here to look at the airship too?
Yes, sir.
You're from the Liberio internment zone? Let's see your exit permit.
Our permit? We don't have one.
If you enter the city without permission, then you need to be punished.
Yes, sir.
Hard labor or a quick beating?
A beating, please.
Brother!
Because you don't want to trouble your parents, right?
That's right. My sister didn't want to come, but I dragged her with me. Please allow me to take her punishment too.
Very well. Here's another.
Sheesh, go easy on him, Kruger. Come on, dear, let's get you back home.
It was wise of you two to leave your armbands on. Kids or not, Eldians who take theirs off get a one-way trip to paradise.
Sorry, I'll go.
Alright. Buckle up, because we are about to hop into a time machine, sit down in a very uncomfortable memory chair, and relive one of the most emotionally devastating, lore-exploding, oh so this is what's going on, episodes of Attack on Titan. Today we're talking about Attack on Titan, Season 3, Episode 20, better known as That Day. And yes, that title is ominous for a reason. In fact, it's basically the anime equivalent of someone saying, "We need to talk." So picture this. Eren Yeager, our perpetually angry, freedom-obsessed protagonist, is standing inside the basement memory world, holding hands with Historia like this is some deeply cursed version of a fairy tale. Instead of fireworks and romance, what they unlock is Grisha Yeager's past, specifically, the part of his life he really didn't want to put in a family photo album. What follows isn't just backstory. It's a full-on lore nuke that redefines everything we thought we knew about titans, walls, enemies, and the very concept of good guys in this story. The episode opens not with soaring music or titans screaming, but with a quiet, almost normal scene. We're suddenly not inside the walls anymore. No medieval vibes, no cloaks, no gas-powered grappling hooks. Instead, we see a city that looks suspiciously modern. Trains, brick buildings, soldiers with rifles. And right away, the show is telling us, hey, everything you thought was the whole world? Yeah, no, we meet young Grisha Yeager as a child, living in an internment zone in a place called Marley. And before you even get comfortable, the episode punches you straight in the face with the reveal that Eldians are an oppressed race, forced to live in ghettos, wear armbands, and constantly apologize for the sins of their ancestors. If this is feeling historically uncomfortable, that's because it's supposed to be. The anime doesn't dance around the parallels. It stares directly into them and says, "You're going to sit with this." Grisha has a younger sister named Faye, and she is basically the embodiment of childhood.
Back home now.
Wait. You came to see the airship, right? You may as well do it while you can.
The next day, my sister was found on the banks of the river.
I showed the girl to the gates of Liberio, and then I went on my way. I was busy with work, you see. And Eldian children shouldn't be roaming about the city without permits in the first place. I find it disturbing that your son doesn't know what it means to be of his bloodline. I mean, you have been teaching him so that he can feel the weight of your ancestors' sins now, haven't you?
I couldn't prove it, but I knew that man from Marley Public Security was lying through his teeth. We had stumbled upon him while he was slacking off on the riverbank. How busy could he have been? Mother was silent in her grief, but father...
Please allow me to thank you for your guidance, sir. I assure you, I'll heed it and teach my foolish son to know better.
He demeaned himself to this man. I began to hate that Marleyan and my father, so much that it made my head spin. But more than that, I cursed my own foolishness.
1,820 years ago, our ancestor Ymir Fritz made a contract with the devil of all earth and obtained the power of the Titans. Upon her death, Ymir's spirit was split into the 9 Titans. These Titans defeated the great nation of Marley and conquered the continent for themselves under the name of the Eldian Empire. Thus did this land's dark ages begin. The subjects of Ymir deemed all the other races inferior to their own and violently oppressed them. They stole wealth and land, forced other people to bear their children, and wiped out some bloodlines entirely. This ethnic cleansing continued for around 1,700 years. But the fallen nation of Marley planned to use Eldia's arrogance to bring it down from within, and it worked. Marley brought 7 of the 9 Titans under its control, and used them to win the Great Titan War just 80 years ago. The Eldian king at the time erected 3 walls on the island of Paradis, and he fled there along with a great many of his people. Our ancestors were abandoned and left behind on the mainland, but despite our history, the gracious people of Marley let us live and stay on their land.
My father was talkative for someone who had just lost his daughter. As he stood there, shaming his forebears and idolizing his oppressors, he looked just like a whipped dog.
That officer was telling lies. The truth was inconvenient for him, so he told lies instead.
Quiet. The walls of this house are paper thin.
Know what? He probably took Faye and killed...
Silence! I told you. Our ancestors were heinous sinners, understand? They committed genocide against all other races.
Faye and I didn't do anything like that! We were just walking outside!
Why are you doing this? What's wrong with you? Why are you so eager to get us all
Innocence. She's curious, cheerful, and believes the world might not be as cruel as everyone says. One day, she wants to see an airplane, something Eldians aren't allowed to do. Grisha, being a kid and not fully understanding just how merciless the system is, sneaks her outside the internment zone. And for a brief moment, it feels like a harmless childhood adventure. Then reality arrives, wearing a Marleyan military uniform. They're caught by 2 soldiers, Gross and Kruger, and while Kruger seems indifferent, Gross is, well, gross. He sends Grisha home and tells him his sister will be returned later. And if this is your first time watching, you might still be foolish enough to hope that's true. It isn't. Faye is murdered, horrifically, and the episode doesn't show it directly, but it doesn't need to. The implication alone is enough to leave a knot in your stomach. This moment is the moment. This is that day. The day Grisha learns what the world really is. Not unfair, not cruel, but systematically inhuman. From here, the episode shifts gears from tragedy to indoctrination. Grisha grows up carrying the weight of guilt, grief, and rage. And into that emotional vacuum steps a group of Eldian restorationists. People who believe the Eldians were wronged by history and that Marley's version of the past is propaganda. They teach Grisha about Ymir Fritz, the origin of Titans, and the idea that Eldians were once powerful, not devils. This is where the episode gets really clever, because it doesn't tell you outright who's right. Marley says Eldians are monsters who once ruled the world with Titans. The restorationists say Eldians were chosen people, and Marley twisted the story. The truth, as we later learn, is complicated. But at this point, Grisha doesn't know that. He just knows that Marley killed his sister and forced him to apologize for it. And then Grisha meets Dina Fritz. Yes, that Fritz. Dina is calm, soft-spoken, and carries a secret so big it could collapse the walls if spoken aloud. She's of royal...
Kept away. We ourselves did nothing. But to those who have been victimized for generations, you and I are devils nonetheless. We should count ourselves lucky that they let us live quiet, humble lives here in the internment zone. I beg you, Grisha, please don't force the rest of this family to meet the same fate as Faye.
I still wonder which was truly in the wrong. The world I lived in, or me.
Kay, I understand.
Perhaps it was both. I was ignorant and foolish. The world was twisted and maddeningly unfair. I discovered my own path in life when I was 18 years old. It was around the time I was to take over my father's clinic. What's that scar on your shoulder?
This is what marks me as a patriot.
A patriot?
Your sister was killed by a Marleyan public security officer. That's a verified fact from our informant in the government. There's some things that you need to hear.
It can't be. How could they do that? When I learned the truth of my sister's death, I swore to myself that I'd show these Marleyans who the real devils were. I saw that my ancestors' so-called sins were justified. That to set the world right as it had been, Eldia would have to be restored. Our informant within the Marleyan government was called the Owl. He led the restorationists without ever showing himself. Come, I've discovered the truth. Our ancestor Ymir awakened the power of the Titans and used it to tame the wilderness, carve out roads, and to make bridges to span the mountains. She didn't oppress other people, she helped them to prosper.
So the history we were taught as children was just a hoax, Marleyan propaganda.
Impressive, Grisha. How do you read this ancient language?
Oh no, I haven't deciphered much of the writing at all yet.
Then how do you know that all this is true?
Because it's obvious just from looking. And because I believe in our founder Ymir with all of my heart. We're not devil bloods. We're God's children.
My comrades! The Owl sent us a new ally.
Hello. It's good to meet you. I am here as a descendant of the royal family, the last on this continent, Dina Fritz.
When we locked eyes, I decided to allow fate to steer my life where it would. Dinah was all that remained of a branch of the royal family that refused to flee the continent. She taught us secrets about the Titans that only royalty had known before. We believed that she had shown us the path to victory. I'm sure of it! The king brought the founding Titans' power into the walls. If we
blood. To Grisha, she represents hope, love, and a future where Eldians can reclaim dignity. They get married, and for a brief moment, just a brief one, it feels like Grisha's life might actually stabilize. They have a son, Zeke, and here's where the episode quietly sets up one of the most tragic parent-child relationships in the entire series. Grisha, fueled by ideology and pain, decides that Zeke will be the key to Eldia's liberation. He pushes him relentlessly, trains him, lectures him, turns him into a tool for a cause before Zeke is old enough to understand what a cause even is. From Zeke's perspective, his parents don't love him. They need him, and kids can feel that difference. Enter Tom Kasaver, the Beast Titan. He becomes the one adult who actually listens to Zeke, who treats age. I am like a human being instead of a weapon. And in a cruel twist of fate, that kindness becomes the reason everything falls apart. Kasaver suggests that Zeke report his parents to the Marleyan authorities to save himself. And Zeke does it. When Grisha and Dina are arrested, the episode doesn't frame Zeke as a villain. It frames him as a child who was cornered, terrified, and desperate to survive. That moral ambiguity is one of the episode's greatest strengths. No one here is purely evil. Everyone is trapped in a system designed to destroy trust. The punishment is exiled to Paradis Island, the Island of Devils. And this is where the episode transitions from tragic drama to full-blown existential horror. One by one, the Restorationists are turned into Titans and released onto the island. This is the origin of the mindless Titans we've been watching since episode 1. These aren't monsters born evil. They're people, parents, rebels, victims. And then there's Dina. She's injected, pushed off the wall, and transformed into a Titan. The very same Titan that would later kill Carla Yeager, Oren's mother. The episode doesn't say it outright, but the implication hits like a truck. Oren's entire journey was
Take that power, then we can control all other Titans and crush Marley once and for all!
But wait, if the king was able to wield such an absolute power, then why'd he run away in the first place?
That's simple. It's because he refused to fight. In the midst of the Great Titan War, the 145th King forsook his duty to restore order on the continent and moved his capital to a distant island. All our pain, all these years of anguish, it can all be traced to the moment our king renounced conflict.
Let's fight again. The true royal family stayed right here on the continent and held their ground for Eldia. It's time we brought the founding Titan back to them. Against its power, Marley will crumble. We'll restore Eldia and live proudly once more. The next year, the two of us married, and were blessed with a son. His name was Zeke. A royal child, Zeke. There's no doubt in my heart that someday he'll lead his people to victory. Years pass by, and people change. As the world around us rapidly advanced, a turning point came for the Restorationists.
Now, listen up, you Eldians! We'll soon begin recruiting new...
The Marleyan government required subjects of Ymir to become Marleyan warriors capable of serving as vessels for the 9 Titans. We've received a new message from the Owl. He says the reason Marley's making these moves is to prepare for an anticipated struggle over resources, as military technology keeps advancing. Marley currently leads the world using the power of its 7 Titans, but they may soon grow obsolete. An enormous cache of fossil fuel lies beneath Paradis. Marley can't afford to let it lie unused. But 80 years ago, the King of the Walls left behind this warning. If you ever interfere with our affairs, the millions upon millions of Titans sleeping within the walls will flatten the entire world. As long as he can make this threat, none dare to confront him, at least not directly. So, the Marleyan government has the same objective as we do. They'll try to infiltrate Paradis, and then seize the founding Titan for themselves.
What do we do? With things as they are? Yeah, Marley will get it before us.
If they actually do it, we'll lose any chance we had of bringing Eldia back.
It's bad, but we still have a path forward. Send my son, Zeke, to become a Marleyan warrior. You see, Zeke, almost everything that you've been told by the Marleyans was wrong, but you have to obey their every order, and you have to do it better and faster than anyone else around you.
All of us here are counting on you to save Eldia from disgrace.
Okay, I understand.
But I should have known that...
Shaped by his father's past choices in ways no one could have imagined. Before Grisha is pushed, he meets Oren Kruger, the man who's been pretending to be just another Marleyan soldier this whole time. And surprise, surprise, Kruger is actually the Owl, a secret Eldian agent who holds the attack Titan. This is where the episode starts layering fate, memory, and destiny like it's building the most emotionally unstable lasagna imaginable. Kruger reveals that the attack Titan can see memories of future inheritors. He knows names he shouldn't know. He talks about Mikasa and Armin, people who don't even exist yet in his time. It's unsettling, and it reframes the entire series. Suddenly, Oren isn't just moving forward because he wants to. He's moving forward because the future is already whispering to the past. Kruger gives Grisha the Titan, tells him to go inside the walls, start a family, and steal the founding Titan. And Grisha, broken and desperate, agrees. Not because he's strong, but because he has nothing left. And that's where the episode ends. No explosions, no heroic victory. Just the crushing realization that the world of Attack on Titan is built on cycles of hatred, inherited trauma, and impossible choices. What makes this episode so powerful isn't just the information it reveals, but how it reframes everything emotionally. Titans aren't just enemies anymore. The walls aren't just protection. Eren isn't just a hot-headed kid chasing freedom. He's the product of generations of pain, lies, and sacrifice. The humor in this episode, if we can call it that, comes from the sheer audacity of the storytelling. The show basically waits 3 seasons and then says, "Oh, by the way, here's the real plot." It's like watching someone flip the board in a game of chess and reveal that you were actually playing checkers on top of a map of the world the entire time. For viewers, this episode is a turning point. It asks uncomfortable questions. If history is written by the winners, then who are the real villains? If people are raised to hate from birth
Than anyone, what a wretched sin it is to impose your beliefs on your children. I saw him as a child of royal blood, as Eldia's greatest hope. But did I ever see him as Zeke, as the boy he was? At any rate, Zeke chose to protect himself, as well as his grandparents, by turning in both of his naive, foolish parents to Marley Public Security.
Here we are.
So this is paradise.
That's right. This is Marley's penal colony for you Eldians, called Paradis. You'll serve a life sentence for treason on this island, once you become a pure Titan.
Answer me! Who is the owl?
Please, no more! I don't know! I told you everything! Please just
I'm disappointed to hear that. We'll do another then.
I met you once before, when I was just a child.
You still remember that?
Yeah, I could never forget it. Not after what you two did.
Please, just kill me now. I can't. Shut up and keep walking. Please don't make me a monster.
Wait, Grice?
Shit! How the hell did this happen, Grisha? Why in the world would Zeke decide to betray us? Isn't he your son? Damn it. Entrusting everything to you was the stupidest thing I ever did. It's all over now. We're finished because of you. Say something.
I'm so sorry.
Why did we put all our hopes behind a naive fool like you?
Looks like we've got a lively one. You're free to go.
Grice, no! Grice, hang in there!
Run straight north. If you're fast enough, there's a chance you'll make it to the wall.
But Sergeant Major Gross...
This must be your first time out here. We do this to be sure the Titans we make leave the area. They'll chase him for a good while, but they always catch him in the end. Kruger knows, right?
Yeah.
It's him. There's no doubt. That's the bastard who killed my sister.
Well, we've got a whole bunch to turn this time, so let's get a move on.
You can't.
Can you blame them for continuing the cycle? And if freedom comes at the cost of someone else's humanity, is it still freedom? That day doesn't give answers. It gives context. And sometimes, context is far more devastating than any Titan attack. So when the episode fades out, and you're left sitting there in stunned silence, just know this. Attack on Titan has officially removed the training wheels. From this point on, nothing is simple, no side is clean, and every choice comes with blood on it. And honestly, that's what makes this episode unforgettable. Now, before we say goodbye and let this episode emotionally tuck us into bed with trauma as a blanket, there's one detail from this episode that deserves to be unpacked slowly, carefully, and with the same level of disbelief you had when you heard it the first time. I'm talking about the moment when Eren Kruger casually drops the most illegal line in anime history. The attack titan can see memories from the future. Yes, the future. Not visions, not prophecies, not vibes. Actual memories. And Kruger doesn't scream it. He doesn't dramatize it. He just says it like he's commenting on the weather, which somehow makes it 10 times more terrifying. Let's really sit with what that means. Up until this point, titans were already complicated enough. Some people turn into monsters. Some monsters are controlled. Some people eat other people to inherit power. Fine. Weird, but we were coping. Then this episode shows up and says, cool, now add time paradoxes. The attack titan is unique. Not because it's the strongest, or the biggest, or the flashiest, but because it refuses to obey time itself. Every inheritor of the attack titan is influenced not just by the past, but by the future. That means Grisha wasn't just making choices on his own. He was being nudged, subtly, invisibly, by Eren Yeager, his own son, years before Eren was even born. Let that sink in. When Kruger tells Grisha to love someone inside the walls, to start a family, and then randomly mentions Mikasa.
No, don't do this! Guys, please, you can't! You have to stop it, it's Christ! Don't you remember him?
Before my ears start bleeding.
I'd like to interrogate this one a bit further. You can continue without me.
Oh, this one's a woman. Too bad. If only you weren't a devil.
Dinah?
My darling.
Why'd they bring you here? I told them every last thing there was to know! This woman's of royal blood!
Shut your mouth!
Don't tell me he's trying to cover this up.
Good grief. He'd have shut up ages ago if you'd just turned him.
Grisha, I promise. No matter what form I might take, I swear I'll come find you.
Well, isn't that romantic? I'm sure you'll make a great Titan couple.
No! Dinah!
What was that? Who am I? Where? Hey, just calm down. You're still in the stockades. You and Mikasa, because of your insubordination.
Were you having a nightmare, or?
Yeah, I guess I was. When you woke, you asked who you were.
It's true. Also, you look like you're crying.
I feel strange. Like I just woke up from the longest dream of my life. Hold on. That was no dream. It was real. Just now, I was somehow reliving my dad's memories. That Titan, it was you. Poor Dinah.
Look at that! Your woman's forgotten all about you. I guess she fancies that Grice fellow more now, eh?
Shut up.
Did you say something?
It was you. 15 years ago, you fed my 8-year-old sister to your dogs! It was you!
I'll take this one off your hands. You can just head back to the ship.
Understood. What was that about? The Sergeant Major's putting some time towards his hobby. It's best to leave it at that, rookie.
Kruger, if you finished your interrogation, I'd like to see this one dance.
Huh? Wait, what?
I remember you too now, son. So I'm gonna let you go out in a special way.
And Armin. He's just as confused as we are. He literally says he doesn't know whose memories those are. That confusion is the key detail here. This power isn't clean or controlled. It's messy. Memories bleed backward through time without context, without explanation, and without permission. And this completely reframes Grisha as a character. For 3 seasons, Grisha Yeager has been this looming mystery. Was he a hero? A madman? A manipulator? This episode reveals something far more tragic. Grisha was a man being slowly crushed between past trauma and future expectations. He wasn't just driven by revenge or ideology. He was driven by memories that didn't belong to him yet. Think about the pressure of that. Imagine making life-altering decisions because of feelings you can't explain, urges you don't understand, a sense that something must happen, even if you don't know why. That's Grisha's reality. The Attack Titan doesn't just give strength, it robs its holders of true free will. They move forward not because they want to, but because the future is already pulling them by the hand. And now here's where it gets really uncomfortable. This means Eren is not just a victim of fate. He's also an architect of it. The Eren we know, the one obsessed with freedom, constantly pushing forward no matter the cost, didn't just inherit the Attack Titan. He shaped it. His future memories influenced Kruger. Those memories then shaped Grisha. And Grisha's actions created the world Eren was born into. It's a closed loop of trauma, ambition, and inevitability. So when Eren later says he was born this way, he's not entirely wrong. But it's not because of destiny or genetics. It's because the future version of himself reached back through time and carved a path forward, even if it meant destroying everyone along the way. This also casts a darker shadow on the word, freedom, which is supposed to be Eren's ultimate goal. If your every step is guided by memories from a future you haven't reached yet, are you actually free? Or are you just acting out a script that's already been written?
We'll turn this guy into a 3 to 4 meter Titan, then the 2 of you can fight.
But why? Why do something like that? Do you get some sick pleasure out of watching people get eaten alive?
I wouldn't call it pleasure. I just find it interesting. Does that sound a bit crazy to you? Well, the fact is most people want to see cruelty. Don't get me wrong, I think peace is a wonderful thing, but something about it just feels lacking. We've pushed death out of sight and mind. Now that's no way to live. Death is always near in nature. And some might think me abnormal for investigating such things. But to them I'd say I faced this cruel world head on. And because I bothered to deepen my understanding of death, I can accept it when my time comes. See, it's about education. My boys learned from watching their dogs eat your sister.
Do you not feel any remorse?
Well, I guess I get what you mean. If something that horrible were to happen to one of my children, my heart would break, no question. You poor devils. It's a shame you had to be born Eldian. Look, that is your people's true form. All it takes is some Titan spinal fluid, and any one of you will turn into a man-eating monster. The whole of humanity would feel safer if you Eldians would just disappear. We wish we could eradicate you from this world.
You what?
I have no trouble sleeping at night, because I'm not really killing humans. If you had restored Eldia, you'd be butchering us Marleyans right now. Where's your remorse, you murderous devil?
You're lying. You've always lied, but I know the truth. Our founder Ymir helped this continent to prosper.
Yeah, I've heard it before. No. Say, since your history's so wonderful, why don't you share it with your friend down there?
No! You can't do this to me! I'm a human being!
Ooh, hear that? Your sister's calling for you!
So, is it as interesting as he said it was?
Wait, why'd you do that?
Because I'm the Owl, Grisha. Watch closely, and don't forget, this is how we of the Nine use our power.
Thank you so much for watching this video on General Sansan Anime. I really appreciate you spending your time here and sharing this anime journey with me. If you enjoyed this reaction, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any upcoming videos. Your support truly means a lot and helps the channel grow stronger every day. I'll be back very soon with more exciting reactions, emotional moments, and unforgettable anime scenes for all of us to experience together. Until next time, take care, keep enjoying anime, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.